Gnu
Hyperkarve. Carve. It's just like you have to kind of say it that way.
Yeah, because it's spelled like K-Y-A-R-V-E. Carve.
Yeah.
Carve. Hyperkarve.
Hyperkarve.
Eccentric
But,
parents.
you know, this is how I would describe it. Take the TRS,
Take it.
taper it, and make it a little more directional and set back. and
Maybe
you have the
feather it out a
Hyperkarve.
little.
Because you
Give it
have
some highlights.
Yeah, give it highlights. You have XC2 BTX, so you have pretty
C2 B T X.
wow. Thank you.
It's the new dance craze.
It's like Peter doing the hard of hearing.
all the kids. Yeah, it's just for the deaf.
Peter's signing it out
Yeah.
now. But it's got like that XC2 BTX where there's a little more camber, a little less rocker. It's got aggressive magnet traction. It's got that mellows out pretty quickly at the tip and tail. We've ridden this in powder now. We've ridden this on hard snow. We've ridden it on perfect groomers and kind of everything in between. I've had a few days on this.
Today had pretty much everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they had everything.
This was
except
literally
for,
like a board tester's
except
dream.
for deep powder. Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
And we found this board to be really great. The way I would call it is playful free ride. You know, like a free ride board that can butter, press, play around. You know what I mean? You don't have to, it's not that point and go kind of board. The one thing I would say is it's kind of in between two worlds. So it might not appeal to like the guy who really likes to point it as a free rider. The guy who really likes to
like Tim over there.
yeah,
behind the
really
camera.
point it, like when Tim rode it, you know. It's not a pointer.
Yeah.
It's a turner. It can carve really
not
well.
polite
The
to point.
magnet traction, I don't know if Hyperkarve's the best name.
Yeah.
You know?
Well,
when I
that's
think-
why they named it Hyperkarve.
Yeah. Carve. But you know, it rides switch pretty well for how directional and it has a slight taper to it. But you know, when centered up, it rode switch pretty well. I had pretty fun carving on it, but it's like just like carving on the TRS. It's like not exceptional, but it's not bad either. And you can really lay out a hard carve, and you can get a little spring out of the turn. You know, with every board from Mervin, you often get a different bend in the middle. Like, and this is with every company that makes hybrid rocker. So some people might get a flatter profile, and others might get a more bent profile. So it varies from board to board. But the one we have had a pretty decent rocker in the middle, so it felt pretty loose.
Just like people's perversions.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Some are a little
it
more
really
bent.
goes all over the place.
Yeah.
I mean, if we really wanted to get into it right now,
I don't.
Which we don't.
bing, bing, bing. You know,
Yeah.
we'd all have different things to say about that. But, you know, as far as edge hold, I thought it was exceptional. You know, comparing it to all different kinds of boards, I think it was right there with the pick your line, which is a good comparison, you know? And then also, like, I think it's, you know, got lots of pop. And I like the playful aspect. I like the fact that you can make some good turns, but then kind of just mellow out and butter, you know? And we're riding it in Mammoth, June, and now Bachelor.
today.
Yeah, and
You guys are
Bachelor.
out there listening, give us all free tickets.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yes. And at Bachelor has so many playful. The whole mountain feels like a
Such
park.
a wonderful mountain.
Oh my
Filled with
God.
wonderful people.
People here.
Yeah. Product
not-
placement. Bachelor Mountain.
I'm not lying though. Like
Yeah.
this is really a wonderful mountain.
First time,
It's a
long
special
time.
mountain.
I
It
am
is.
falling in love more and more.
We
with
all
this
want.
mountain
We all want
every
to
time I
move
come
here now.
They're not lying.
It is.
Great
it is
town.
amazing.
Bend, great mountain. It has wildly varying terrain. Has beautiful vista. Look at that other mountain. What is that? I don't know. I want to go there.
Yeah. Look at that mountain. Turn
That looks
around.
Crazy.
Although it's a little cloudy.
Yeah, but
Still.
really good times. And you know, this just like felt like you could butter and play around if you wanted to. It felt
And
like you could
did.
carve if you wanted to.
I did.
You know.
I didn't.
And it has good floating powder. It's got a good setback.
Uh-huh.
So, I mean, it's a very balanced
Set it
board.
forward.
I don't know. Is it a favorite? I don't know. But it's definitely got a unique take. It takes a little from each side. So somebody who's super committed to free ride might not like this board. You probably want some form of C3, which is more like a run and gun, super carver, kind of bomber board. But if you want something that can do a little bit of everything, that can it kind of borders on that all mountain kind of board, you know? You want a little taste of the TRS, but you want some butterability.
Oh yay.
Yeah. So it's kind of like, a TRS and a Space Out.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't tried the Space Out yet.
You tried the Space Out with me in Mission Ridge a few years back.
Oh yeah.
The Space Out, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Different from the Space
Don't you
case.
feel it's like
It got more aggressive Space case, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was a directional setback, tapered.
Okay, yeah.
So this
I can
feels like
definitely-
a TRS and a Space Case had a baby.
Space
and-
Out or Space Case?
Space Out. Space
Yeah.
Out. Sorry.
Outer space.
Because Space Case is
Yeah.
my favorite.
Space Case. Space
Yeah.
Case is amazing.
Yeah.
And I like this board. I don't know. It's not exactly for everybody, but a lot of people looking for one board that lean more towards the free ride side, but want something playful and buttery still. I think this is a great board, and it's got amazing edge hold. So if you're riding out on hard snow, it's going to be a little loose on the hard snow like this, but when you set that edge,
The edge.
it is just going to grip. You know,
Springy, poppy, knifey,
Springy.
switchy. Not,
Barely
twitchy,
edge.
not twitchy.
I switch
Yeah.
it. You could switch a blocks of socks.
Jimbo could ride. Jimbo could take a piece of wood from a
Shucks.
lumber yard and go out and do better than Peter and I.
That's not
But,
true. You
uh,
guys are awesome. Getting
oh.
better all the time.
That's not true.
No.
I feel actually.
I feel like every year
I'm on
I'm
a
getting worse.
slow descent.
Yeah.
I'm evacuating the parachute after every time I crash on a slow descent into just trying to maintain my knee and
So modest.
soul.
It's hard when you show up. Peter appears out of nowhere.
I see him
the
1
day
week a
before,
year.
Yeah, day before the trade show. I'm ready. Let's do this.
All right,
One
Beastie.
of these days,
Beastie, I'm buying a plane ticket. It leaves in 5 minutes.
Oh, good.
I'll be there in 2 hours. Can you pick me up?
I just always save a room
Hey,
for him.
Beastie, I missed my plane. I missed my plane. You need to pick me up tomorrow.
See, I always just save a room for him because I never know when he's coming or going.
It's more often than
But
not.
I miss the old days when we used to ride all the time.
I know.
Life
I
has
know.
gotten busy,
It's gotten busy.
you know?
Yeah, you got a career. I got a career.
This is more like career.
A career, a hyper career.
Yeah.
Hypercarve. I mean, hyper. I think of really somebody that moves and twitches a lot. I mean, I didn't really try those really quick hypercarves carve.
I did that in the
But
snow.
I get
not
hyper
with the board.
carving.
I
in
love
the,
that.
in the carve.
I loved how it could just go.
Right, guys,
Yeah.
hurry the fuck up.
All right,
It's almost
yeah.
10 minutes.
That's true. Okay, yeah. Quit. We're done.